Hey guys, this is Moriarty.
And I'm Crypto Spook.
Today we are taking a look at a fantastic new game called VR Diner Duo.
This looks cool. It kind of makes me want a hamburger. So are you doing both parts of this or just one?
It is a cooperative VR game. Think Black Hat Cooperative. One person is on the computer and one person is in the VR.
So one person's making the burgers and the other one is WASDing it around.
Yes, it's super neat. It's incredibly frustrating. I think we got to level 15 before Thundercat literally quit of exhaustion.
So one person yells, 2 number 6s and a number 2.
Yes, exactly. And it gets really, really complicated when you start getting, 10 people in there and they're ordering number 10s and stars. And I need 4 6s and I need a 2 and a 7, the 2 no mayonnaise, and it gets very, very complicated.
That's terrible, especially because there's is there an order screen where it shows you what you're supposed to be making?
The person in VR can look behind them and see how to make things, but it is up to the waiter to tell them what to make.
Oh, yikes. And I guess that people get irritated the longer they have to wait for their food.
Yeah.
And I presume you can also accidentally throw your ingredients off the table.
In fact, at one point, we were there with, I want to say, 3 guys, and they were all really close to walking out. And he had built up 2 of the big sandwiches. They were number 10s. They were huge, massive things. You have to, chop cucumbers and do 3 patties of meat and cheese and mustard and ketchup. And then he knocked it over the edge and it fell on the ground.
Oh, and is it an option to put it back on the plate?
It is only if it is within reach.
Oh, that's so gross.
Yeah.
They look like robots, so I don't really see why they would mind.
No. But one of the things I found very, very interesting, because it really very frustrating for the person in VR, this particular part. The fact that if you put anything on in the wrong order,
You have to start over?
you have to start over.
Oh, no.
One of the most beautiful things for me was him making an order incorrectly and me walking over to the trash can, just throwing it right in the trash can right in front of him while he's sitting there sweating his ass off.
So he was in VR and you were the person walking the stuff around the table.
Yeah, and I turned into a mix of Chef Ramsay and a Brooklyn diner owner.
Oh, you guys should have recorded audio for it.
Well, it would have been totally unusable. I found myself going, we got 3 coming in! I need a number 2, a number 6, a number 7. Let's go, let's go, let's go!
Oh, just watching him knock the burgers and everything over, trying to move his condiments around is great. Oh, there goes the ketchup. It's so pleasurable to watch him just lose his mind trying to make these.
And the best part, right, is that while you have the guy making the food, right, the waiter has to walk around and make sure everybody has drinks.
Yeah, so that's easy.
And keep track of all the orders.
I can see you doing that. You're just trying to remember what they've got, and I'm sure he keeps asking, going, what do you need?
No, he's getting really annoyed at this point because I'm going, I need a number 7. I need a number 7. Where's my number 7? I need a number 7.
I don't think I would enjoy playing this with you. Oh, there's a lot of orders in here. I don't know if I could do this game. This looks hard.
It's really hard. It's super hard. And they will walk out on you as well. And, I'm trying to keep track of the numbers and keep track of the drinks at a certain point. It starts off really easy. It'll be like one guy walks in and he wants a burger.
And then 11 people come in and they're like, I want everything. Can they ask for ice in their drinks or no ice, light ice? I want a lemon. That would make it even better.
No.
Because I think the person on the PC deserves to be just as flustered as the poor bastard making all the burgers.
Yeah, the guy in VR is definitely getting the rougher part of this, and I think that they could certainly add in some more stuff for the person who isn't. If they did that, they would need to give you, at least, instead of walking up to people, you'd need to be able to look around and see the numbers.
So he made a burger for no one. Oh, in the trash.
And every mess up, you can be sure that your waiter is going to be sitting there going, I just want you to know this is going right in the trash.
Well, it's good that he's got a bunch of pre-cooked patties now.
You can pre-cook to a point, but after a certain amount of time, those patties get moldy.
Oh, nice.
And people will not eat moldy patties, obviously.
Poor discontented robots. These guys are very, they're like, I wanted my food within a minute and a half. It's been 3 minutes. Then again, I guess I could see that. I mean, most of the time when we order food at a fast food restaurant, we expect the food to be in and out in seconds. See, now if I was him, I would be throwing the condiments at the person trying to eat the burger.
He's throwing the condiments at me. He is pissed off at me because I'm sitting there going, this is your fault. We had a really poor score. This was your fault.
Well, at least you didn't have any mad patrons that time. There were just some that were unimpressed. More unimpressed than impressed. Do they progress level-wise for how difficult it is?
There's a couple of things, right? Up until a certain point, you get a new menu item every level. Everybody wants that new menu item as soon as it comes out. But you also get these specials, chef specials. They're the star items, and they can change, and they'll be completely ridiculous. So you might literally have, I want bread, 3 slices of cheese, mustard, 2 slices of cheese, a cucumber, bread.
That sounds like something a robot might eat. It seems as though all humanity has died at this point, except for being in the service industry.
Yeah.
So there you go, fast food workers. You'll be the only people that aren't outsourced. Although that's not true. They've already started making robots that cook better gourmet burgers than humans can.
Yeah, they do. Grind them and everything. It's fantastic.
It's super fresh. I would love to have that.
Oh, I want to try it so much. They have them in, I think, like New York and LA?
I remember we were talking about it a while ago, and I remember saying it sounds interesting because you looked up that machine, and I was like, how neat would it be if I could walk in, interact with a touchpad, have my burger cooked by a machine, and then all the human's doing is handing it to me and taking my money. Well, not even taking my money, because that's what the machine would do. Now, I guess all we need is a conveyor belt at that point.
Having grown up in the Northeast, there's a company called Sheets, and they are famous for having a touch screen that you go to, put in your order. They make your order and you go up and you pay, but theoretically they could put a card machine right there.
I think they want you to go up to the cashier because then there's the option of you buying other stuff.
I mean, you could definitely make the food service completely 100% autonomous. The waiter can definitely mess up.
I see you have no idea who wants what. You're just kind of like bringing it to them.
I have completely lost track of everything after a certain while, and one of the worst mistakes I made was there was one guy in the corner who all he needed was a drink. And I don't think I got to him for a while. Thundercat's only complaint was that it was very complicated for him.
Yeah, that's 10 menu options.
Yeah, the person who's actually doing it, you're going to be looking behind you at the menu, building sandwiches, and you really have to have a line chef's mentality of, I heard number 10, number 7, no, okay, I'm working on the 10.
I think it might be better if perhaps they put the menu instead of behind you, because that's pretty annoying. Like maybe put it above and in front of you.
That would make it a lot easier.
Because then you can just look up and be like, oh, I need that.
Yeah, if the menu were in front of you, that would definitely help a lot, especially with speed, as you get further into the levels. But it's really on the waiter to tell them exactly what to make. I tried really hard to say, I need a number 7 and I need a number 10. But he would take so long to make them that by the time he was done with his number 10, I'm saying, okay, I also need a number 6, a number 6, a number 4, and a number 2.
Yeah, that's just confusing. And right in the trash it goes. Shack attack in the bin. It's just watching him do this, and he keeps picking up the wrong stuff.
Super cool game, a lot of fun, probably the best co-op VR experience that we have had. The Black Hat Cooperative is a lot of fun too, but because of the thumbstick movement and the fact that the person in VR is doing a lot of movement, it's a little bit more difficult. This is definitely a full body experience. It's a lot of fun. It is room scale. It's very, very cool. He was taking off his shirt and like switching into shorts after about 6 levels.
Yeah, I believe that. That's a lot of movement to be standing there. That's one complaint I have about some of these VR titles is that they're emulating stuff like work. I mean, I don't want to do more work. I want to do fun stuff. Why can't we emulate something cool, like building a car engine? There's something that you haven't seen in VR yet. Now, that would be terrible.
That would be so incredibly boring.
Yeah, you need really finite control when you're working on something like that with nuts and bolts.
But I could see something like Space Engineers in VR.
That would be much better.
Where you're actually, putting together giant ships and things like that. You could even add in a welding mini game and do all sorts of neat stuff there. It's still kind of work-like at that point, but I think that kind of big thinking would be really neat.
So we've done that with like Minecraft, which is kind of the same thing, but not nearly as big.
Minecraft VR is probably the coolest experience. Unfortunately, it doesn't translate very well to a recording because it's Minecraft. It looks like 2D Minecraft. There's nothing special about it in 2D, but when you're in VR, it's really, really neat.
It does look different because you get a lot closer to the blocks than you would, and things just kind of, the aspect of them skews a little bit.
In VR, it's different.
Like, everything takes on a whole different scale because, like, you can look up and be like, wow, look at this room I just built with a skylight. And just the simplest things seem to amaze you, which in 2D are just kind of meh.
Very much so. I love it. I think it's fantastic. This game, Diner Duo, is probably the most fun co-op VR game so far. It's coming out early November, first week in November. I believe it's going to be 15 euros. I don't know what it's going to be in the US market, but I imagine $15.
Well, that is Diner Duo, and I see now why it was called Diner Duo. It is something that I would like to try, but never will, because I am forever alone.
If you like it, like it. If you don't like it, don't like it. Leave us a comment, join the contest, and let us know what you thought below.
The best comment every week, win a free game. Till the next one.